She was extremely ugly since she was little, so she was often ridiculed by her neighbors. They said she was as ugly as a ghost. When Joo Kyung was 7 years old, at a family party, Joo Kyung was teased by her relatives because of her ugly appearance. Her grandfather even said she was illegitimate. But Joo Kyung's mother told Joo Kyung that she only needed to have excellent academic performance and that beauty was not important. That day, when Joo Kyung saw the little fairy Balala on TV, she immediately imagined that it would be great if she was as beautiful. So Joo Kyung immediately dressed up as a fairy but received ridicule from her classmates. This made Joo Kyung's heart very hurt. Time has passed by in a flash, 10 years have passed, but Joo Kyung's appearance has not changed at all. She still has big black eyebrows and a long ponytail. Furthermore, Joo Kyung couldn't get along with the other female classmates and they even nicknamed her Dumpling. Her classmates called out Dumpling, but Joo Kyung couldn't hear, so they threw a piece of paper over. Joo Kyung got up in fear. A pretty girl in the class asked Joo Kyung to buy her breakfast. As soon as Joo Kyung left the classroom, she heard someone calling ugly girl. She couldn't help but angrily return to the classroom but only to ask her classmates if they wanted vegetable buns or meat buns. After Joo Kyung bought the buns, she looked towards the cafeteria to see if there were any handsome guys. At this moment, a handsome guy walked over, and then he took off Joo Kyung's headphones. And this narcissistic man is the male god that Joo Kyung has secretly loved for a long time. Looking at the handsome guy in front of Joo Kyung, couldn't stand it anymore and exclaimed that he was so handsome. This scene was coincidentally seen by the class beauty, she even mocked Joo Kyung. When it was lunchtime, Joo Kyung saw Hyun Bin again. His handsome appearance made Joo Kyung extremely admired. The friends in front saw Joo Kyung so they immediately told the friend next to that they would give him 10 million if he dated Joo Kyung. But he immediately shook his head and refused. A moment later, it was finally Joo Kyung's turn. She decided to confess her love to Hyun Bin. So Joo Kyung mustered up the courage to meet Hyun Bin tomorrow afternoon. Unexpectedly, Hyun Bin happily agreed. Coincidentally, this scene was seen by the class beauty. She decided to confront Joo Kyung. After lunch, the class beauty went to Hyun Bin and said that Joo Kyung was not worthy of someone as beautiful as Hyun Bin. Hyun Bin quickly said that he just felt sorry for Joo Kyung. At this time the beauty girl said that she wanted to date Hyun Bin tomorrow noon. Hearing that the beauty girl wanted to date him, he was extremely happy. Seeing that the plan had succeeded, the beauty girl left with an evil smile. In the evening, when Joo Kyung returned home, she rushed into the kitchen and started making a love lunch to prepare to confess to Hyun Bin tomorrow noon. After being busy for several hours, the love bento box was finally finished. Joo Kyung lay on the bed thinking about confessing to Hyun Bin tomorrow, feeling extremely happy. The next day, Hyun Bin took the bus straight to school. Due to inertia when the car suddenly stopped, Joo Kyung sat on a classmate's lap. This classmate saw Joo Kyung and immediately pushed her aside with a disgusted look. 10 minutes later Joo Kyung arrived at class. She was about to sit down when the beauty girl came over. Before the beauty girl could even say anything, Joo Kyung automatically went to get dumplings for this friend. After Joo Kyung left, her friends opened her love bento box and ruined it. At noon, Joo Kyung confessed to Hyun Bin, whom she had secretly loved for a long time. Unexpectedly Hyun Bin felt that she was insulting him, so he immediately said insulting words to Joo Kyung. Hyun Bin even knocked the lunchbox that she had prepared for a long time to the ground. Just like that, Joo Kyung's first confession finally failed. At this time, a group of classmates came to watch her antics. They even picked up their phones and recorded her miserable appearance. Joo Kyung faced the camera and looked at her. Hyun Bin faced the camera with a very reluctant expression. Then she was pushed to the ground by her male classmates. Joo Kyung cried sadly. She asked them why they hurt her like that. She had never done anything wrong to them. At this moment, the beauty girl bent down and pointed at Joo Kyung's forehead and said that it was because she was ugly that she was treated like that. On the way home after school, Joo Kyung saw a video of her confessing to Hyun Bin online. People commented that Joo Kyung was the ugliest person they had ever seen. They also said that she was ugly and shameless. How could she go to school? These comments made Joo Kyung unable to hold back her tears. She wondered if being ugly was a sin, if being ugly meant being bullied. Joo Kyung remembered what her friends had said. They said that if she wasn't pretty, she should at least have eyes. Moreover, they said that Joo Kyung didn't know how to recognize her own position. She sat in the bathroom, thinking about going to school tomorrow, and her classmates would definitely point at her. Joo Kyung felt that no one liked her, so she secretly made a decision. Ju Kyung went into the elevator and put on her broken glasses and went up to the rooftop. Then Ju Kyung stepped forward and looked at Hyun Bin. Hyun Bin looked at her and said, "You're my life partner, so why don't you pick my life partner?" So, Ju Kyung stepped forward and clenched her hands into fists. She looked at the male artist on the billboard opposite. Ju Kyung unconsciously took a few steps back. Ju Kyung thought to herself that she couldn't die yet. Ju Kyung took a few breaths and felt that it was quite cold up there. At this moment, a figure rushed straight towards her and raised his hand to pull her back. The glasses also fell down and Ju Kyung lay on top of the guy. Because the glasses fell down and Ju Kyung was nearsighted, she couldn't see, also stood up. He thought that Ju Kyung was about to do something stupid, so he scolded her. Ju Kyung wanted to explain, but the guy didn't give her a chance to intervene. After that, the two of them prepared to go back, but Ju Kyung didn't have her glasses on, so she couldn't see anything. She could only hold onto the stairs and walk slowly. As a result, the elevator broke down again, so the two helpless people could only take the stairs. Ju Kyung accidentally stepped on it and fell to the ground. While she was in despair, the boy came back, then he reached out and helped her stand up. Because Ju Kyung couldn't see, so she directly touched the boy's butt. She apologized to him and said that she didn't mean to. The boy was also very helpless. In the end, the boy carried Ju Kyung on his back and walked down the 30 floors one by one. Because Ju Kyung couldn't see clearly, she thought the boy was some old man. After 10 minutes, they finally reached the ground floor. The boy asked the guard if the elevator was broken. The guard told him that the elevator was just undergoing routine maintenance for a few minutes. After hearing that, the boy was confused for a moment. After going out, Ju Kyung took a taxi home. The boy who saved Ju Kyung was named Soo-ho. Just now, Soo-ho saw Ju Kyung about to do something stupid, which reminded him of his dead classmate. That's why he risked his life to save Ju Kyung. Ju Kyung, who was sitting in the car, suddenly thought of the last words she said to her mother on the rooftop. If her mother heard them, she would definitely be very worried. Ju Kyung quickly picked up the phone and called her mother, but no one answered. At this time, everyone in Ju Kyung's house, everyone was extremely tense. The reason being that her father owed a lot of money. When Ju Kyung returned home, she saw her mother crying. She thought that her mother had heard the message she left, so she quickly ran to hug her mother. Her mother also hugged the son and daughters and even said that they should die together. Ju Kyung said that she shouldn't have said those words, but she didn't know that her mother was crying because her family was in debt. Ju Kyung said that it was because her mother gave birth to her like this, and her older sister and younger brother both looked like their father. She was the only one who resembled her mother, so she was very ugly. A few unexpected words made everyone confused. Ju Kyung said that she didn't want to die anymore and wanted to get plastic surgery. Unexpectedly, she was beaten by her mother. Her mother told her to get out of here quickly and not make her mother angry anymore, while she kept muttering to her mother to let her get plastic surgery. At this time, a netizen sent her a makeup video. After opening it to watch and comparing the before and after makeup photos, Ju Kyung was extremely surprised. The next day she put on so much makeup that even her relatives didn't recognize her, and then she went to school. Everyone was surprised. When Ju Kyung confidently walked into the classroom, even the beauty girl who had always looked down on her was surprised. Unbelievably, her classmates immediately burst out laughing. Some of them even hurriedly took out their cell phones to record. Ju Kyung also realized that she had failed, and just like that, she once again became the laughingstock of her classmates. That night, her mother called to borrow money everywhere. After hanging up the phone, Ju Hyun's mother stood up and went back to her room, but when she heard someone calling, "Mother," the mother reacted. It turned out to be Ju Kyung. She almost scared her mother to death. Mother thinking that Ju Kyung was trying to scare mother. But Ju Kyung said she was just putting on makeup. Mom said she wasn't putting on makeup but rather scaring a ghost. Then mom told Ju Kyung to go wash her face. Only then did Ju Kyung realize how embarrassed she was today. Then she walked over and grabbed mom's hand, asking her mother to transfer her to another school. Mom said, "I was also planning to transfer for you." It turned out that Ju Kyung's father owed money and had to sell the house here. When Ju Kyung heard that she had to transfer schools, she was so happy. Mom saw her so happy and thought that she was happy because the family was about to go bankrupt. At that moment, Ju Kyung's younger brother also came home from school. He was startled by his sister's face. When Ju Kyung returned to her room and looked in the mirror, she began to appreciate the successful makeup looks of people online. Ju Kyung sighed and wondered which step she had gone wrong. Then she took out a knife and cut her piggy bank in half. The next day, she took all the money she had and saved and went to the mall to buy a lot of cosmetics. After returning home, Ju Kyung started to trim her eyebrows, but due to carelessness, she accidentally shaved them off. Then she consoled herself and said that she needed to redraw them anyway. She could handle it. The next step was to curl her eyelashes, then draw her eyebrows and finally apply lipstick. After a hard night of practice, all she needed to do was put on her contact lenses because Ju Kyung had to move and didn't have much time, so she put on a mask in the car. Coincidentally, Suho stepped out at this moment. Ju Kyung's father suddenly opened the car window, causing the mask, which had been dry for a long time, to fly out. Unfortunately, it landed on Suho's face. Ju Kyung was so scared that she quickly got into the car, while Suho was extremely angry. After moving to the new house, Ju Kyung continued to put on makeup. Today, she was going to a new school because first impressions are very important, so she wanted to appear beautiful. The moment she stepped down from the house, her parents were shocked. Her sister, who was about to blame Ju Kyung, her family couldn't react for a long time. At school, a beautiful girl walked into the school grounds, and friends were all shocked by her beautiful appearance. They exclaimed that there was such a beautiful person in this world. That female student was none other than Ju Kyung, and she had successfully changed her appearance. Even when she walked into the hallway, her classmates made way for her. Seeing everyone's eyes on her, Ju Kyung felt a little embarrassed. Some classmates even sprayed milk out when they saw her. Then went to the office and reported. Because of her sweet and beautiful appearance, the teacher was very polite to her. At this time the principal also came over. He also said that looking at this beautiful appearance can tell that Ju Kyung's score is very good. As a result, when he picked up the report card and looked at the results, the principal was speechless because Ju Kyung was at the bottom of every subject. The teacher was confused for a moment, then glanced over and turned his attention to Ju Kyung's younger brother. The teacher comforted Ju Kyung and said that there were many things in life that were more important than scores. At this time Suho walked in, and Ju Kyung immediately exclaimed that he was so handsome. Suho handed the report to the teacher. Ju Kyung suddenly felt that this voice was a bit familiar. She had no idea that this was the person who saved her 2 days ago. And because Ju Kyung was wearing makeup, Suho did not recognize her as the girl he saved. Just as Suho was about to leave his attention to the teacher, called him back and asked him to take Ju Kyung to class. As a result, while walking in the hallway, a girl confessed to Suho, causing him to stop abruptly. It was Ju Kyung's makeup that accidentally got on his shirt. While Suho was talking, Ju Kyung wanted to use her mouth to blow off the makeup. But before she could, Suho knocked over the gift the girl gave him and then leisurely walked away. Ju Kyung covered her face, wondering if her makeup was ruined. When Suho entered the classroom, a classmate discovered foundation on his shirt. Took off his shirt and saw foundation stains on it. He immediately realized that Ju Kyung had done it. At this time, Ju Kyung was outside touching up her makeup when Suho came over. He angrily threw his shirt at her face. Then the teacher led Ju Kyung into the classroom to introduce herself. The classmates were delighted at the appearance of such a beautiful classmate. Everyone was extremely excited, except Suho. Then the teacher arranged a seat for Ju Kyung. After class her classmates rushed over to talk to Ju Kyung and even asked her what brand of lip gloss. When she was about to take out her lip gloss, she accidentally dropped it on the ground. Ju Kyung was completely shocked by the appearance of the classmate in front of her. At this time, the classmate in front introduced this friend to Ju Kyung as Soo Jin. She said that Soo Jin was the goddess of their school. But since Ju Kyung arrived, she would be the goddess of this school. Ju Kyung went to the bathroom to wash Suho's shirt during recess. But no matter how much she washed it, it still couldn't be washed clean. Suddenly, Ju Kyung remembered that her cosmetics were waterproof, so she had to take the shirt and go out. Unexpectedly, she splashed water straight into Suho's face. Ju Kyung quickly apologized to him and said she would take it to the laundromat to wash it. But Suho told Ju Kyung to throw it away. This time, a classmate came over and asked Ju Kyung to go buy steamed buns. Ju Kyung heard that and said she would go buy them. Unexpectedly, her classmates said they would go together. Only then did Ju Kyung remember that she was no longer the same as before. She was no longer the Ju Kyung who was bullied. Then the three of them went to the cafeteria to eat. And soon they became close friends. Then they went to the arcade and started playing games. This was a joy Ju Kyung had never experienced before. Because she looked ugly before, no friend wanted to be with her. At this moment, Joo Kyung had found her own joy, and she also had two good friends. That evening, Joo Kyung went to a small bookstore and prepared to find a horror novel to read. When Joo Kyung was standing on her tiptoes to get the book, someone snatched it away. Joo Kyung couldn't help but go over and grab it. While the two were fighting over the book, the scene on the rooftop happened to repeat itself. Joo Kyung realized it was Suho. Because Joo Kyung was now barefaced, Suho didn't recognize her as a classmate. This scared Joo Kyung very much. When she was about to escape quickly, the boss grabbed her and insisted on forcing Joo Kyung to finish the bowl of noodles before leaving. Joo Kyung had no choice but to take a big bite. Unexpectedly, Suho sat right next to her. Joo Kyung was scared and quickly sat to the side, afraid that he would recognize her. Only then did she realize that Suho was quite handsome, slender fingers, and a handsome face. After observing, Joo Kyung felt that Suho didn't recognize her, so she tried to talk to him. After talking, Joo Kyung confirmed that Suho didn't recognize her as a classmate. After eating the noodles in a hurry, Joo Kyung ran away, but his shoe fell off, so she had to go back and pick it up. Just like that, Joo Kyung ran out with one foot bare. After returning home, she was ridiculed by her younger brother. Her younger brother also said that her pretending to be a goddess would be discovered sooner or later, which made Joo Kyung very angry. Suho was very confused at this time because he knew that the girl just now was the one he saved last time. But why did she pretend not to know him? He had no idea that Joo Kyung couldn't see his appearance clearly last time. The next day, it was time to go to school again. Joo Kyung applied a thick layer of foundation on her eyelids. She thought that perfect makeup was the only way for her to survive, that only by being beautiful could she have everything. After an hour of makeup, Joo Kyung had become a beautiful goddess. Just as she was about to get in her sister's car to go to school, the aunt next to asked Joo Kyung's mother, "When you had such a beautiful daughter?" This made the mother not know how to answer. Joo Kyung was very happy when she heard this. It must mean that her makeup was successful. After arriving at school, Joo Kyung was worried that Suho would see her. She wondered if he would recognize her. The moment Joo Kyung turned around, Suho unexpectedly ignored her and went into class. This helped Joo Kyung confirm that she had not been discovered. After school, Joo Kyung went to the store to buy cosmetics. Just as Joo Kyung was about to return, she saw the beauty girl who had bullied her. Joo Kyung remembered how she had suffered a lot of injustice because of her ugly appearance when she was in school. At this moment, the beauty girl saw Joo Kyung. Joo Kyung was scared and quickly turned away, which made the beauty girl a little confused. Then the beauty girl went straight to Joo Kyung, but the result was that they did not recognize, so Joo Kyung hurriedly ran away, tears streaming down her face. At this time, a few people were chasing the person in front on a motorbike. Just as the motorbike turned around, Joo Kyung accidentally got startled and fell to the. She quickly stood up and asked if the driver was okay. Joo Kyung was a little confused when she saw this. At this time, the people chasing him had caught up with him, so he quickly threw his helmet. He quickly ran away. Seeing them chasing the guy, Joo Kyung stood still in shock. After a while of chasing, Joon was finally trapped in an alley. Just as the gangster was about to attack him, the police siren, they had no choice but to run away first. After they left, Joo Kyung appeared. It turned out that she was the one who turned on the police siren. This startled Joo Kyung. She thought he had also run away. Joon just wanted to ask who she was, but unexpectedly, Joo Kyung was scared and ran away. Joon didn't care much and was about to turn around and leave when he suddenly thought so. Joon shouted loudly for Joo Kyung to give him back his helmet. Joo Kyung didn't hear anything, and just like that, she got a free helmet. That night, Joo Kyung decided to run away. Joon disguised herself to return the books because she was afraid of meeting her. The comic book seller told her that there was no one here, and after hearing that, Joo Kyung felt secure and walked in with confidence. Just as she picked out a book and was about to go back, she met Suho again. Joo Kyung was immediately confused and didn't know what to do. Soho asked her why she didn't come down. Joo Kyung lied that she was looking for a book. Soho told Joo Kyung that she wanted to pretend not to recognize him until when, obviously, she knew him. As soon as these words were said, Joo Kyung said, in her awkwardness, she directly fell off the bench and the two of them looked at each. It wasn't until the uncle walked in that they panicked. Soho pushed her forward. Joo Kyung immediately reacted. She asked if he recognized her the last time he came here. Soho said yes. But Joo Kyung didn't know that Suho was talking about the time she jumped from the rooftop, and Joo Kyung thought that her appearance when she put on makeup to go to school was seen. The conversation between the two was not on the same topic at all. At this time, Jookyung hoped that he could keep her secret. Soho secretly thought that she was talking about the time she jumped from the building, but Jookyung felt that empty words were not trustworthy, so she drafted a confidentiality agreement and asked Soho to sign it, but Soho refused.